Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another Let's Play and another episode of Lucky Tiger's Let's Play of Dragon Age Origins. Anyway, I've been having a ton of recording issues and it's been a pain in the butt, so I just decided to start here in the Kokari Wilds. All you guys missed was Duncan was telling the three of us, or the three Warden Initiates, to go into the forest and gather 3 vials of Darkspawn blood, and Alistair, our ward, or like our charge, is gonna watch over us to make sure that we stay safe. So that's pretty much all that you guys missed. Sorry about that, and sorry it's been a while. I have been, like, honestly recording and then just having so many problems, because at first I was trying to use my Elgato, which was working perfectly. I had everything planned. I had actually very nice, crisp, clear audio. I mean, I'm still presenting that to you guys. The reason I was doing that is because I've been having trouble with my Sony Vegas, which I've just decided that I have to reinstall. It's no big deal. It's just kind of a pain in the butt that I didn't want to have to do, but it is what it is, right? So anyway, I figured it was just about time to pretty much. 1 second. Let me set the timer here so that way we don't run over time. There we go. But anyway, yeah, so I have actually been recording for like the past 3 days of just like the same content over and over again, and I'm just getting so upset. So I just decided, let's go back to OBS. I'll edit what I can with what I have. I have some free programs, and then I also have good old Movie Maker, but I do have Vegas. It's just, I don't know why it's been being a pain in the butt not taking MP4s, which is the most standard of video file formats. But anyway, here's one of our very first decisions. We can just say like, oh, we can take you back and be super nice about it. We can try and bandage him up at a cost of our own supplies, or we could just say we don't have time for this. Let's go. And the way that I'm treating this warden is he's kind of a little bit harder. So
we don't have time. What? You have an urgent meeting somewhere?
If we have work to do and this isn't it. I think the only thing that this really does affect is like Alistair's approval rating, or like his affection rating of you at the very beginning, which is no big deal. We can definitely earn that back. As I said, we are not a complete jerk. It's just we are I guess a little more battle hardened. Like, we're not going to go out of our way to help soldiers unless it's going to give us the strategic advantage.
Those soldiers were careful, and they were.
Oh, Sir Jory.
How many Darkspawn can the 4 of us slay? A dozen? 100? There's an entire army in these forests.
So, I'm actually really excited with this because for the past 3 days since I've been recording this section over and over and over again, I actually discovered some very interesting stuff that I have never really seen before in Dragon Age Origins, and I think that's due to Awakening, or the fact that this is just the Ultimate Edition, whichever the reason. I'm not really sure, but I'm just really excited about it. Like, I was exploring the wilds a little bit, and I was always aware of the quest that allowed you to fight the demon in the Kokari Wilds, where you just sprinkle the ashes on there. But I was never aware of Sir Rigby. I always want to call him Sir Bigby, mainly because I've just been playing a lot of Wolf Among Us recently. It is definitely a very good series. If you guys ever get the chance, check it out. My friend Cody, Mr. Crumplezone, who I am subscribed to, does videos of playthroughs with that. I think he already has gone through his entire playthrough. He also has a very good playthrough of Bioshock Infinite, so yeah, definitely check him out in case you haven't already. But pretty much, as you guys are seeing, like, this is our first encounter with Darkspawn. I wish they had set this up cinematically, to tell you the truth, because they make such a big deal out of the Darkspawn, how they're so powerful, how they're so scary, and your very first encounter with them is a little lackluster, to say the least. So, and here we get our very first vial of Darkspawn blood. Oh, there's even flavor text. It hisses and bubbles. Hopefully the flask can hold it, and we got some malachite. But yeah, so the very first encounter with the Darkspawn is this is it, and there's no special. Oh, here's our second. Oh, and we didn't get our third. We just got a lyrium potion. But anyway, as I said, I wish it was a little more special. They kind of just brush it off a little bit, and that's a little bit of a shame because it is a big deal. And as many cutscenes as there are in this game, I really don't think it would have been overboard. I think it would have actually been just perfect. But that's just my opinion. Maybe you guys feel the same way. But here we come in contact with some more Darkspawn. And I don't know if we are going to die in this. I mean, our main character won't, but I don't know if our party members will die. The way it works now, because the way I remember it before, if you died, your health would only, you know, let's try and heal Alistair if we can. We will just, oh, all we have is lessers. But anyway, the way it worked before is if you died, your health would only regen at a certain cap. Oh, and there goes Alistair. Yeah, archers are super dangerous. You have to, like, be very, very careful of them. But, I'm sorry, I was actually a little distracted. Oh yeah, so death, your health only regens at a certain cap, which is very, very interesting. But now the way that they do it is you actually just get status debuffs, which is very cool. It's a nice change of pace. Or maybe I'm just remembering it differently, but the way I remember it, that's the way is how it went. So I'm gonna let them finish it off. So here we've encountered Rigby's camp. Now, there's two ways you can go about it. You can either find Rigby, the missionary, who's dead, and he starts off the thing, and he's like, oh, I have a camp just west of here. How many vials do we have? This'll make, oh, we're already at 3, so we only need the Fluorospar. But anyway, you can either find Rigby who's dead, and then he tells you, oh, I have a camp just west of here, and, then, you know, you travel west. Yeah, we already got the 3. I mean, you can collect more, but it doesn't make a difference. It really, really doesn't. So, let's go into the Codex, actually. So here you have creatures where you can see it's the story of the Archdemon, which are the false dragon gods of the Tevinter Imperium lie buried deep within the earth, where they have been imprisoned since the Maker cast them down. Genlocks are short, stubby Darkspawn. Hurlocks are the shock troopers, or like the taller, stronger Darkspawn of the troops. I have a theory behind that. Is mainly what I think is that because Darkspawn are how do you say like, I guess, like, tainted humans or, like, tainted creatures, because even wolves can become blight wolves from, you know, just eating Darkspawn. But anyway, my theory behind that is that Genlocks are dwarfs that have been corrupted, and Hurlocks are, like, humans and elves that have been corrupted. Maybe more along the lines of human, but I'm not sure. Here we have culture and history, and this is, like, about the Couslands and everything like that, and just, like, the Kakari Wilds and the geography. Here we have characters. I believe there's about 30 characters. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then there's 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 30 characters. Like 30 main characters, I should say, that you really need to pay attention to. And that woman was Win. Very interesting. Here's the feast day pranks and feast day gifts. Those help to raise or lower your approval rating, depending on what you want to do. Here we have the controls option. I'm just trying to kind of like get all this out, so that way when we have new things. Here we go, and quest related. Signs of the Chastened. The Chastened barbarians are nothing if not clever. They have hidden markers and signs in the arrangement of stones and rubble along the paths of the wilds. In this way, they mark trails, note places of interest, and even give warnings in a way that outsiders cannot understand. Interestingly, these marks look indistinguishable from a regular pile of stones. So, and this is just like an excerpt from Rigby's field journal. So Rigby is a missionary, and he and his family came out here. And here you have the Chastened signs, and I have never actually seen anything like that's kind of like a special interest. So I think it's maybe like these rocks, and then like Rigby was like, oh, I see something special in them. Like, even though they're meant to be indistinguishable. But anyway, Rigby is a missionary who brings word of the Maker. and her glory like to like the chastened, and the chastened are essentially just barbarians, or like kind of like pagans almost. I almost kind of consider them like Native Americans in a sense, because like, you know how Rigby mentioned that like they're very clever and that they have like very special signs that no one can like understand, kind of like the Native American language, and like in how in World War II we had I think it was the Apache or the Navajo, I can't really remember, but we had some of the Native Americans do our code for us, because then one, they had to decrypt, the Germans would have had to decrypt our Morse code, and then on top of that they would have to decipher the Native American language, which is nigh decipherable. So no goods from them. I mean, we already have our 3 vials of Darkspawn blood. There's something else I am searching for, and if we find it... Sorry, let me hit the map here. And if we find it, it will activate like a quest for us. Or at least it'll activate a cutscene. Here we go, there it is. So this red flower right here. Well, first let's get this death root. And then right here, this wild's flower.
That flower, white with a red center. The kennel master at Ostagar was asking about those. The kennel master said this flower can help dogs that get sick from biting Darkspawn. At any rate, he was offering a reward if someone went into the wilds and brought him one. Might want to think about it is all.
So, that is a very interesting cutscene. Because we started off as a human noble, well, you can also get that cutscene if you're like a dwarf or if you're anything else. But because we're a human noble, we get a very different reward for it. Now, normally, if you started off as dwarf or elf or, you know, even just like a human mage, you don't get your... Oh.
That just seems so excessive.
Seems so excessive. So, as I was saying... shoot. I mean, there's nothing really of value over there. I mean, there's some things, but we don't need to get them. But anyway, if you start off as the human noble, you already get your Mabari Warhound. But if you want one, you can still get one, which is very, very nice. It's, there's a lot of, like, really good rewards and, like, companions that you can actually get through side quests. Like for example, Sten is optional, even though he was in the Sacred Ashes trailer, and even though he's been in all the trailers and shown as like a major character, you can miss Sten and he can die, which is very, very interesting. And what I mean by that is, it's almost kind of like Valkyria Chronicles in the sense to where like your companions can die like permanently, and you'll like miss out on entire sections of story, and like, and it might not be like incredibly important to the overall plot, but it's still very, very important. Oh, I might die here if someone doesn't get this wolf off me. Yeah, oh, so here we go. Here's the class system, because I'm sure you guys have seen it before, but white enemies are just your standard... Oh, and we leveled up from that, nice. But white enemies are your standard enemies. Yellow enemies are kind of like elites, and then orange is... like a boss. I don't think it goes higher than orange, but I might be wrong. There might be red, but I'm pretty sure orange is where it's at. So here we get a chastened flatblade, some chainmail gloves, and a letter. Now this is a letter to Jogby, or a farewell letter to Jogby, but first let's equip our weapons, because now we can dual wield, which is very, very awesome. I'm actually going to equip these chainmail gloves because I think they're better. Yes, they are. And how about these chainmail boots? Yes, they are indeed better. So we are slowly upgrading our armor, and you know what we can actually do? If we go over to Alistair, we can give him our Shield of High Ever, which is better than his Templar Shield. Because Alistair will stick with us pretty much through and through the game. He's not necessarily like crucial to the plot. Well, yes and no. The way I'm planning to do the story, from what I understand, it'll help to support my theory, because I think there is a specific like set of canon to this world, and I think this is the way to go. It's been a while, guys, so I'm sorry. I just kind of want there to be like no blank spaces on the map. I hear this like growling, and it sounds like bears, and it's very weird. Oh, that just takes us up and around, okay. So every once in a while we will run into Genlock rogues. And rogues have, so one thing is you guys can notice, I no longer have access to shield bash because I don't have a shield. Now, on the other hand, we do tons more damage. I missed there, but yeah, we do a lot more damage. And that's kind of how I've always liked to play my characters, like, oh, Darkspawn Dagger, that's kind of interesting. That's how I've always liked to play my characters, like high damage dealers. I have gone tanky before, and, you know, it's okay, but, as I said, I really, really prefer to, you know, deal high amounts of damage, because it just comes in handy, and you can build other characters tanky. Like, that's what you can use Sten for. Even Alistair as a Templar can be built tanky. You just have to give him lots of constitution. So we're gonna run into some Genlock rogues here. I think that's what, yeah, that's what that bear sound is. Or at least to me it sounds like a bear. So I'm gonna save the level up before we do the initiation, I think. Oh, he dropped some loot. More malachite. Essentially, we can just sell it. It's not really worth anything. Well, it is, but it's like you can't use it for any somatic components. Oh, and here we find Rigby. And what I find kind of cool here is that like you have a bunch of wolves fighting Darkspawn. I haven't really seen this before in the game, where it's like minus humans fighting Darkspawn. I haven't actually seen wildlife like fighting them, which is really cool to me. But yeah, pretty much this is just like I'm just doing like the little side quests that I can here in the Kokari Wilds, because we will not be visiting here again for a very long time. Maybe until like a good quarter through, or maybe even halfway through the game. And these quests will not even be available on our trip back. So, I mean, it may seem a little silly, but like in a game like this that is I wouldn't say on the tougher end, but you know, that has fairly tough enemies and requires a little bit of strategy to it. Sometimes just grinding things out is the best way. Now you see a locked chest here, but unfortunately we cannot open it. Davith's skill is way too low, and I think he's like what? Davith is, yeah, a level 3 rogue, so that is kind of sad. Oh, there's some enemies. Oh, and this takes us just around. So we ended up going around anyway, which is fine. But yeah, getting all the items that you can in this game is definitely important. Or at least more powerful items like this Chastened Flat Blade that allows us to dual wield. And then even getting the Cousland family sword makes a huge difference, because that's just going to carry us for a while. We're not going to have to worry about buying swords. And even the swords that you buy in the shops are not that great. There's only one set of armor that I want to get. It's kind of a shame that you have to buy it too, because in Dragon Age 2, they just give it to you. And what it is because I pre-ordered this game like a long time ago, and it's just linked to my account. Yeah, Davith still can't even open this chest. He's pretty much worthless. But anyway, because I pre-ordered this game a long time ago and it's linked to my account, I have the... Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry guys, I'm blanking. I have the Blood Dragon armor, so I definitely plan to show that to you guys as soon as I can. And we even have it in Dragon Age 2, I believe. Now, Dragon Age 2, I plan to go kind of different. Inquisition, I honestly don't know, guys. Like, I haven't even thought that far ahead to Inquisition, but it's gonna be really interesting. I'm gonna be very interested because BioWare and EA have like really a very interesting way of telling story. For example, I've already played through all of Mass Effect, and if you guys want me to do a playthrough of that, just let me know. But anyway, one thing with Mass Effect is the Rachni Queen. Now, she doesn't play an important role in Mass Effect 2, but in Mass Effect 3, if you let her live, you can actually recruit her. Yeah, there's another example of a... Ooh, Sir Jory, you need to take a poultice. And then I'm fine. Alistair is okay for now. Sir Davith, you need to take a poultice. You know what, as Alistair, you take one as well. But anyway, yeah, in Mass Effect 3, the Rachni Queen can become a war asset for you, which is very, very interesting, and I'm curious to see if Inquisition kind of does the same dealio. There's a dead soldier there, and then here we go. Here's the pouch of ashes and an excerpt from local myths and legends. But anyway, it was kind of like as I was saying, guys. They definitely have a very interesting way of telling story, and your decisions do matter. Even if it may seem like minor now, eventually it could come to help you, or sometimes it could even come to haunt you. So that's the thing. And I've always loved that about RPG games with very, very good story. Is like you never expect it either with Darkspawn Longsword. So Darkspawn items are actually kind of inferior, to tell you the truth. They're not the best, but they're not the worst. But I mean, iron is like the lowest quality material. Got some more chainmail boots, and I'm gonna have everyone heal up before we take on. Is there any loot that we're missing? Did anyone? Nope, we've looted everything that we can. So up ahead on this hill, we are going to encounter something that's kind of funny, a funny scene to me at least. Actually no, was I wrong? Oh no, there it is. So everyone's healed up. So we encounter this. So we right-click on this pile of rubble. And you see a pile of stones covered in a fine layer of dust and ash. So you can just leave the stones alone or sprinkle more ash on it. So you sprinkle ash on it, it's like, oh, okay, you're expecting a cutscene or something special to happen. Even your character just kind of turns around. You're like, oh, I guess no big deal. And then it's Gazarath. And killing him is actually also very good because you get some good stuff out of it. I think he gives you gray iron, which is better than regular iron. But yeah, he does a lot of damage. But everyone's actually doing really good. They're critting. So when you see the numbers bolded like that, it means that they're critting, even if it's low numbers. Like, but still, that's very good. Ooh, 22 crit. Alright, that actually went better than planned. So here we have Gazarath, and yeah, here you go. He gives us gray iron chainmail and a potent health poultice. That'll definitely come in handy later on. And an enchanter's footing. So let's go over this Darkspawn Longsword gives armor pen, but it's not really worth it. These chainmail boots are the same. Here we go, chainmail gray iron. 5.3 armor, which is really, really awesome. Now Alistair, on the other hand, I don't know what he's wearing. Okay, he has splint mail on, so he's a little bit higher than we are, which is A-okay in my book. Okay, and these enchanter's footings you have to have a mage for. Now, we don't have any mage characters just yet, but we will eventually. And we've pretty much done all the side quest stuff that we can. You know, we encountered the lockbox. All we gotta do now is collect this elf root, fight this final horde, and then we are going to meet one of my favorite characters in the game by far. So here we have a Hurtlock Alpha. They're pretty distinguishable with their helmets. They almost remind me of like Vikings in a sense. And I've always wondered where the Darkspawn get their armor from, because like, at least from my theory, it's like, because they all have uniform armor. If they kind of had like a disheveled look to them, it would make sense. Kind of like from the Iron Call or the Black Cauldron from that movie. Like, you know how like the, well, even though they were well, the undead were the undead though. All right, there we go. We got him, and now to take out this last guy, and we've got this. Oh, I always loved that one. So here we go, health poultice. As in, oh wow, he gave us some pretty good stuff. A health poultice, an enchanted dagger, a firebolt, and a fire arrow. So, like, the first town is really where you get your first two companions, and they're easily missable, which is kind of a pet peeve to me, but as I said, I also really enjoy it because it goes to show, like, it actually does make a difference, and they do warn you. How are we doing on time? We're actually at 23 minutes. We're not doing half bad. Again, guys, sorry that I had you guys had to miss out on the cutscene with Duncan. But all it was just telling him how it's gonna go.
Well, well, what have we here? Are you a vulture, I wonder? A scavenger, poking amidst a corpse whose bones were long since cleaned? Or merely an intruder, come into these darkspawn-filled wilds of mine in search of easy prey? What say you, Scavenger or intruder?
So here we have it. Morgan is one of my favorite characters. She's very like witty, and she has like her little like quips and things like that here and there. She's very much like her mother Flemeth, who we will meet after this cutscene. So what say you, scavenger or intruder? I would first know who you are and where you come from.
You are the intruder here. I believe the first question is rightfully mine. I have watched your progress for some time. Where do they go, I wondered. Why are they here? And now you disturb ashes none have touched for so long. Why is that?
Don't answer her. She looks chastened, and that means others may be nearby.
Oh, you fear barbarians will swoop down upon you.
Yes, swooping is bad.
So that line is one of the dumbest lines I've ever seen. Like, it almost reminds me of pink puffy clouds from The Great
Have you
Gatsby.
no minds of your own?
I don't know why they decided to put that in there. It's kind of
Tell me
weird.
your name and I shall tell you mine.
I mean, Alistair has never really been the most clever, but he's pretty smart. Here we go. I am Aedan. A pleasure to meet you.
Civil greeting, even here in the wilds. You may call me Morrigan. Shall I guess your purpose? You sought something in that chest? Something that is here no longer?
Here no longer. You stole them, didn't you? You're some kind of sneaky witch thief.
Oh no, she's multi-classed.
Steal from dead men.
Oh man, sneaky witch thief.
Those documents are Gray Warden property, and I suggest you return them.
I will not, for it was not I who removed them. Invoke a name that means nothing here any longer if you wish. I am not threatened.
Oh. And who removed
My
them?
mother, in
See, sometimes being polite gets you where you need to go.
There is a sensible request. I like you.
I'd be careful. First it's...
Also, one major change I've noticed, and I'm very curious why they went about it, is,
What she will.
and obviously as you guys can tell, in Dragon Age Origins, your character doesn't have a voice. Like, he does, but he doesn't say anything in the cutscenes. And in Dragon Age 2, and even in Inquisition now, at least from what I've seen, I know for Dragon Age 2, Hawk talks, like, he has a voice.
Greetings, mother.
And I think even in Inquisition it's the same. Your character has a voice, like they speak, which is fine. If anything, it's more immersive because you can feel yourself in the role, and then it's almost kind of like how you can read anything in anyone's voice. So when you hear the character speak it, and then it's like you put yourself in that mindset,
She's a witch, I tell you. We shouldn't be
it's much
Quiet down.
it's much more there's much more depth to it, and like you get a little more attached versus when your character just doesn't say anything.
But it is not I who decide.
I can understand why they went that direction at first here in Origins, but I think they kind of smartened up in 2 and
The others do.
Inquisition. I kind of wish that they'd go back to Origins and then just have like at least one voice actor just fully voice it. That would be beautiful for me. I'm not sure what to
A
believe.
statement that possesses more wisdom than it implies. Be always aware. Or is it oblivious? I remember.
So
So much about you.
that's one of my, that is,
And yet
so you've seen, at least in
do I?
the past cutscene and this one, my favorite line, and then one of my most hated lines.
Is a dreaded witch of the wilds.
Witch of the Wild, huh? Morrigan must have told you that. She fancies such tales, though she would never admit it. Oh, how she dances under the moon.
Fluma's a very weird character. Because her appearance, I like her appearance in Origins. Her appearance in 2 is okay. I'm very curious to see if she's going to make a reappearance in Inquisition, though, because
I have protected
her appearance in here, it makes a lot of sense. She's like a very clever but like unassuming old woman.
Take them to your
Like, yeah, she's a witch, but her appearance kind of like has you let your guard down because she is older. Now in 2, her appearance drastically changes. It's very, very strange to me.
such manners.
There
Always in the last place.
is a mod that you can do that like keeps her appearance the same,
Oh, do not
but I don't think it's very lore friendly. Especially as to what Flemeth is, because yeah, she's a witch of the wilds, but I mean she has some extreme magic.
Oh, very well. I will show you out of
And I'll show you guys what I mean by that when we return to the wilds, because Morgan kind of wants to do the same thing, but not really. At least I don't think so. I don't think she has it in her heart. She's not enough like her mother. So actually, let's go complete our quests first before we go talk to Duncan, and then we'll also level up. So here we go to the Kennel Master.
Are you one of the Gray Wardens that went into the wilds? Did you happen to see any white flowers?
Yes, in fact, I have one with
I
me.
don't know for sure that the flower will aid my poor hounds, but it's worth trying. I have, let's see, 20 silver to offer as a reward for it.
Yeah, that should be fine. As I said, like, you can extort people for more money, but there's not really any point to doing it here.
As I'd feared.
And then let us go to the treasure chest if the, what's his face? Oh, and he's sweet. He is not there. Which is very good. So we use our key, and we get a poultice, an injury kit, some spirit balm. Increases resistance to spirit damage for a while. We get an empty flask, which we can use for alchemy. Ooh, some private household accounts and expenditures useful for merchants negotiating contracts and wages. Apprentice cowl and an enchanter's arming cap. So actually not bad. Let's see. We can wear this. Oh, it's dumb. Let's not wear it. I regret it. We can definitely equip the Mud Idol. I mean, it only gives us like plus 10% cold resistance, but that's fine. You know what? Let's that's Rigby's Last Will and Testament. You know, let's actually read it, cause here, let's go to journal, because we have quests now. Last Will and Testament. You found the Last Will and Testament somebody Rigby on a buy. Find the cache mentioned in the will and take it to Jeddah and Redcliffe. So we definitely found the cache, because that was with all his stuff, and it even had his field journal. Tainted Blood and the Gray Warden cache. And then premium content, you see, you have Sulcher's Pass, which we will definitely do. I think you have to be higher level to do it though. So here we have quest related, which is a pinch of ashes. This just talks about Gazarath, how he still haunts the lake, but we already defeated him. This is the farewell letter to Jogby, and then this is his last will and testament. Yeah, in a Tevinter ruin in the western reaches of the wilds, it is my will that this lockbox find. I don't think we found the lockbox, though, to tell you the truth, because I don't think we were in a Tevinter ruin. I mean, no, I think those were Tevinter ruins, though. Because, I mean, the Chastened were there. What about this dude? Did he find the girl he was looking for?
Hello again. Is there something you need? Some supplies, perhaps?
Actually, what kind of supplies do you
Arms
have?
and armor for them. I also have some goods on the side I can provide. Strictly off the record, of course.
Let me see your other
Only
goods.
keep it quiet.
Oh my god. So that's the Heel Armabari Warhound. Wow, this stuff is cool. I mean, we're sitting on a good bit of gold, too. Oh my god, he has heavy chainmail? Oh, it's so expensive, though. We can actually sell some stuff, though. Like, we can sell this Darkspawn Dagger. We can sell this Darkspawn Longsword. I'll keep the Longbow, and I'm going to sell the Darkspawn Staff, because I'm not going to need it when we get our Mage character. So now we're sitting at a gold and 39 silver. Actually, you know what? I can even sell this. I'm keeping the Enchanter's Footing. Oh man, I want a lot of that stuff. We can sell the leather boots, we can sell the chainmail boots, we can even sell the scale armor, and even this Templar shield. Keep the noble clothing, just as a reminder. Oh, it's 11 silver, though. So we're sitting at 1 gold and 75. Not bad. So... he had more weapons than that, I thought. Oh, no, that's right. He just had really good armor. Nothing we can really buy, but we sold what we needed to sell. If I could, I really would have wanted to get that soldier's helm, but I don't think we're going to be able to get the 5 silver, and there's nothing else I want to sell. What about, oh, we can sell those private documents, though. Oh, and these wolf pelts we can definitely sell, because we don't need them. We can sell the greenstone, we can sell the malachite. That's actually getting us to where we need to go, and we're sitting at 238 now. Alright. So I can spend the 1 gold and 80 silver. Ooh, I could get, I could actually get both, I think. I think I could get some heavy chainmail boots and a soldier's helm. Nope, I can't get the, ooh, I can, actually. I'm gonna go for it, guys. Alright. Even if it looks dumb, we're just gonna wear it. I don't think there's any way to hide helmets either. That's sad. Alright, we're getting there, though. Can you hide helmets? I don't like this. Oh well, it is what it is. If we have to wear a dumb helmet for a while.
Is there something you need? Some supplies?
Okay, now we're gonna sell them our old armor. Like these chainmail boots. That way we're not super poor. But it was definitely worth it, because now we have a lot more armor. And I think I said we were going to... yeah, we're also going to level up before we talk to Duncan as well, because we are going to prepare for some stuff. So, we're sitting at 20 strength. Oh, so many classes, I love it. Oh, there's even Swordmaster class. Unite their body with the weapon of choice. Use weapon as naturally and without as any other limb. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, wow. So, let's pump up our strength a little bit more, and we're going to put our cunning to 12. We can't do anything with weapon focus sword. So we have dual weapon training, which is good. There's nothing else we can really go into, so... when in the mode, the character strikes with both weapons simultaneously, attacks, but the character cannot inflict regular critical hits or backstabs. Striking nearby enemies with one or both weapons, inflicting significantly more damage than normal. Action 21. Riposte. So we're going to have to pump up our dexterity as well. 50, fatigue 5%. Let's just go with dual weapons sweep. And then for Alistair, see, he already has Templar unlocked, which is very, very cool. So we're going to pump up Alistair's Constitution. He can't go any further because he has to be level 9. So we're going to give, because he uses a sword, we have to give him weapon training. And that's all we can give him now. So we can get rid of this and that. And we have our very first dual weapon skill. And now we can go talk to Duncan.
So you return from the wild.
So this episode is running a little bit longer than normal, but I kind of want to get through this cutscene for the sake of progressing plot.
Good. I've had the circle major.
Because we are going to have to go through a lot in the next episode.
Begin the joining immediately. Excellent. You will need that.
Sorry about that, that was my water bottle.
Next.
Courage? How much danger are we in?
All the danger, Davith.
We Grey Wardens pay a heavy price to become what we are. Fate may decree that you pay your price now rather than later.
I've come this far. I want to see this through.
Let's have it done.
Then let us begin. Alistair, take them to the old temple.
The more I hear about this joining, the less I like it.
Are you blubbering again?
Why all these damn tests? Have I not earned my place?
No, Sir Jory, because you keep bitching.
Maybe they're just trying to annoy you.
I'm just going to say, stop yammering. You're giving me a headache.
I have it with a child on the way. If they had warned me, it just doesn't seem fair.
Would you have come if they'd warned you? Maybe that's why they don't. The Wardens do what they must, right?
Including such
But Sir Davith, you're kind of a
I'd
tool.
sacrifice a lot more if I knew it would end the blight.
I'm telling them both shut up.
Yes, Sir Knight. Try not to wet your trousers until the ritual starts.
I've just never faced a foe I could not engage with my blade.
At last, we come to the joining. The Grey Wardens were founded during the First Blight, when humanity stood on the verge of annihilation. So it was that the first Grey Wardens...
Oh, that like that cup. Or that grail. It's so large.
We're going to drink the blood of those creatures.
Yes.
As the first Grey Wardens did before us, as we did before you. This is the source of our power and our victory.
Those who survive the joining become immune to the taint. We can sense it in the Darkspawn and use it to slay the Archdemon.
Which that is very interesting. The fact that you can use the taint to slay the Archdemon. Because if you guys remember before with the Tevinter Imperium, the mages broke the veil of the Maker, and the Maker's realm like spilled forth darkness because of that. And essentially, by taking in the darkness and the Wardens mastering it, they kind of become like good Darkspawn, essentially.
We speak only a few words.
And they're not necessarily immune to the taint,
Been said since the first.
but that's kind of for a little bit later.
If you would,
Join us, brothers and sisters. Join us in the shadows where we stand vigilant. Join us as we carry the duty that cannot be forsworn. And should you perish...
But yeah, the Grey Wardens are kind of
know
a
that
darker
your
order.
sacrifice will not be forgotten.
There's some very dark things that have gone on, like a lot of sacrifices that have been made, and
Davith,
a lot of sacrifice that is asked for as well. Like you'll see here with Duncan, like he's not a good guy. He has good intention, but he's a good hero, and he's a good leader, but he's not a good person. And you'll see what I mean by that in a moment. And there's a reason for it, though. I mean, he's the leader of the Grey Wardens. 'Cause it's not his job to be our friend, or like our parent or whatever. Like he's here to get numbers. He's here to get recruits.
But I have a wife.
Also, I like how Jory starts off with like a greatsword, and now in this he's wielding a longsword.
You ask too much. There is no glory in this.
But yeah, Duncan's pretty badass. He just pulls out his little dagger, and he's like, okay. Yeah, he just straight up kills Sir Jory. Like, he kills him like it's no big deal. He's okay, we gotta continue with this ritual.
But the joining is not yet complete. You are called upon to submit yourself to the taint
for the greater good. And that's the difference between Duncan and like Alistair. Duncan's willing to make sacrifice.
You are a Gray Warden.
And of course, because we have main protagonist powers, I mean, you guys know that we aren't gonna die. But yeah, there is the Archdemon. Which is very cool. I consider them old gods, though, because there are also other, like,
2 more deaths.
archdemons underground, at least in Awakening,
One
so...
of us died, but
It's kind of weird that the Tevinter, like, I guess they worshipped dragons?
glad at least
So I guess that's why, like, followers of Andraste, which is the prophet of the Maker, call the Tevinter dragons, like, false gods, false dragon gods.
Such is what it takes to be a Gray Warden.
Yeah, you have to be able to withstand a lot of pain.
I had terrible dreams after.
And I don't know why Alistair calls them dreams at the beginning.
Begin to sense the
Because he knows exactly the visions that you're having.
Many other things can be explained in the months to come.
Before I forget, there is one last part to your
But maybe it's just to make you feel
Take
easier.
some of that blood and put it in a pendant. Something to remind us of those who didn't make it this far.
Take some time. When you're ready, I'd like you to accompany me to a meeting with the king.
Alright, very well.
The meeting is to the west, down the stairs. Please attend as soon as you're able.
And there we have it. I also like that Kuro is just laying right next to us, like, oh, you're a good boy. Well, anyway, guys, oh, and we actually leveled up again. That's wonderful. So, I'm gonna put all my points into dexterity because we need it. Oh, we can even go weapon specialization 2 sword, and we can get dual weapon finesse. Gaining bonuses to attack and defense. Alright, that was wonderful. And we can level up Kuro really quick. I mean, all he needs is strength, constitution, so we'll put like 2 points and then 1 point in his dexterity. Stunning most near. Yeah, there we go. That's good. So anyway, guys, with that, we have leveled up, and we are going to end the episode here. Sorry if it was a little lengthier than normal. As I said, I just wanted to progress it for the sake of the plot. I hope you guys are enjoying this like always, and I will see you guys in the next video. And don't forget, guys, to stay lucky. Alright, guys. Bye-bye.